If you find yourself in Tokyo and like watches, you might be interested in Seiko. But where do you go? Do you buy new, used, vintage? This is your guide on where to buy Seiko in Tokyo. This video will be split into two parts. First, we will quickly go over where to buy modern Seikos. Then, we will cover vintage Seiko, and I will take you to the best stores that sell them in Tokyo, where I will show you some of the models you can expect to find. Hope you enjoy. Now, if you're looking for a new Seiko, the most obvious answer is from the brand itself. There is no better place than Seiko Dream Square in Ginza. You will find all the Seiko branded watches currently offered by the brand. You will find affordable Seiko 5s on the first floor, high-performance Prospex models on the second, and dressy Presage and King Seikos on the third. Besides the official stores, another great place to buy new Seikos are department stores like Yodobashi and Bicamera behind me. Here, you will still get a 10% tax-free and you usually get an additional 5% tourist discounts. If you're looking for a modern but used Seiko, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I actually think that Tokyo is not that good of a place for them. You will find some at flea markets and so, but I would really recommend you look on eBay and Chrono24 in your respective country. And now, a quick thank you to our sponsor, you. My mission is to keep this channel independent and unbiased, and your direct contribution can make this possible. If you're in a position to help and you would like to do so, click the join button below for extra perks like behind the scenes, Q&As, and much more. Your support in any form means the world. Thank you. Now, let's talk about vintage Seiko. The vintage Seiko market in Tokyo has no equals, for obvious reasons. The sheer number of pieces you can see and try attracts enthusiasts from around the world, and these are the 4 shops that I consider the best places for vintage Seiko. A great place to start is Mizutani Camera in Ueno. Here you will find a great selection of affordable Seikos and Grand Seiko, and the friendliest owner in town. This small family-run shop has become really popular with tourists, thanks to its incredible selection of affordable vintage Seikos. It's a great place to start your search, particularly if you're just starting out. They always have interesting pieces at great prices. Like this quartz Seiko Dolce from 1993. The Dolce line has been getting a lot of attention recently, as it offers that refined dress watch aesthetic without the luxury price tag. The specific stainless steel model with an integrated bracelet and a little diamond at 12 o'clock looks almost like one of those geezer watches that you see everywhere these days, but it costs only $275. This manual wind Seiko Chariot from 1975 is also really beautiful. It is incredibly simple, but it has this slightly frosted dial that looks almost as good as those on modern Grand Seikos. I love these kinds of quiet but elevated watches. They really punch above their price tag. It is also incredibly thin and in really good condition given its age. At $295, I think it is a really good deal. And lastly, something quite odd and fun. This is a 1985 gold-plated quartz Seiko Big Ben. As the name would suggest, this was made to resemble the Big Ben clock tower in London, with a really unique Art Deco textured case and a Gothic spider dial. It actually doesn't even feature the Seiko logo, neither on the dial nor on the case back, only on the movement. Not many people know about it, but still, it is only $295. These were some of the watches you can find at Mizutani. They have so much more to offer, but if you want to see the full range of vintage Seiko, you should head here. Firekids is one of the most loved watch stores in all of Tokyo. They're famous for their collection of vintage Japanese watches, in particular their Seikos and Grand Seikos. If there is one shop you must visit for vintage Seiko, it definitely is Firekids. This legendary establishment is hands down the king of vintage Japanese watches in Japan, with a selection that covers everything, from affordable Seikos to the rarest Grand Seikos. It will fit your needs, whether you're a serious collector or just want to pick up a Seiko to remember your trip. This is one of my absolute favorite vintage Seikos, the automatic 150 meters, also known as the 62 Mas. Released in 1965, this was Seiko's first ever diver, and it is still the inspiration for many of their modern releases. Unfortunately for me, this makes the original collectible and expensive. This specific example, which is in incredible condition, is priced at $4,000. Definitely not cheap for a vintage Seiko, but these are the prices we are starting to see as interest for vintage Seiko continues to grow. Next, something different, an automatic King Seiko Vanak from 1973. The 70s were a funky decade, and the Vanak line is probably one of the most unique collections ever made by Seiko. This example features a peculiar octagonal case with a faceted Arlex crystal. The real showstopper though is the fumé green dial, so rich and full of texture. Vintage Vanaks have become very popular, particularly with tourists, and this one goes for around $1,200. On the more affordable side, we have a manual Seiko Lord Marvel from 1971. The original Lord Marvels from the 50s were Japan's first real luxury watches, and their development resulted in the birth of Grand Seiko. This later example is incredibly clean, still retaining many of the original timeless proportions and aesthetics. It costs a really reasonable $725. If you still couldn't find anything at Firekids, you might be looking for a special Seiko. And for that, there is no better spot in Tokyo than this one. Located in the back alleys of Ginza, Watch CTI has an incredible collection of rare Seikos and Grand Seikos. This quiet basement store is aimed more towards serious collectors with rare and unique models in great condition. Because of this, prices tend to be on the higher end, but they're just a reflection of the quality they offer. If you're on the hunt for hard-to-find Seikos, Watch CTI might be the place for you. Here we have the first GMT wartime watch ever made in Japan, the automatic 1964 Wartime, one of 3 references created for the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. This watch symbolizes Japan's comeback to the international stage. It is really stunning and colorful, with blue and red accents and a lean and textured dial. This particular example came in at approximately $1,600. Another model that you might not see every day is the One-Eyed Panda from 1971. This automatic flyback chronograph is defined by its single register at 6 o'clock, which is rarer than most earlier double register references. It is simple and elegant. It also features a kanji date wheel, which I know will appeal to many of you looking to buy a Seiko in Japan. It is for sale for $930, a good price given its rarity. But if you're looking for more extravagant designs, you will also find King Seiko Vanaks at Watch CTI. This automatic 1974 Vanak with a deep blue fumé dial, faceted crystal, and mixed metal indices is really eye-catching. Personally, I love to look at Vanaks, and I think they're beautiful in their own way, but they don't really fit my style. They're special, just not for me. This one is a good deal though, at only $800. Make sure to visit Watch CTI. Even just to window shop is like stepping into a little Seiko museum. But for some great Seiko deals, I think this next place remains really underrated. Next is Vin-Time. And although not a Seiko or Grand Seiko specialist, they have a pretty sizable collection with interesting pieces at great prices. Vin-Time is a personal favorite. It is the joint venture between 3 of Tokyo's most respected dealers, Time Anagram, Select, and Sweet Road. Their Seiko collection is relatively small compared to the other 3 shops, but I always find good deals here. So if you're in Ginza and have some time to kill, make sure to check out their store, on the 7th floor of the Hankyu Men's department store. This is an automatic 1974 Seiko Kakume, one of the brand's most peculiar chronographs. The nickname Kakume translates to square eyes after the 2 distinctive square subdials. It was released in 2 colorways, a blue-white one and this champagne black one with orange details. They are both stunning, but between the 2, the champagne one is my favorite, as it has this retro look that its brothers can't quite match. This beautiful example is for sale for $1,300. Another historic Seiko is the manual 1964 Seiko Monopusher, Seiko's first ever chronograph launched for the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Equipped with a 60-second timer, it was the perfect watch to represent both Seiko's role as timekeeper of the games and the brand's technical advancements, as its development gave birth to a new era of complication for Seiko watches. It came in a few different colors, but this monochromatic silver one is the most elegant and timeless in my opinion, with a price tag of $1,150. And lastly, a manual stainless steel King Seiko First from 1963. While most King Seiko First produced were gold cap, 25% of them were made in stainless steel. These are generally considered quite rare and desirable. I find them more wearable, particularly as someone that doesn't wear a lot of yellow gold. This is a beautiful classic watch and a little piece of Japanese horological history, which you can buy for around $1,150. In case you were hungry for more, these are some of my other favorite shops for vintage Seiko in Tokyo. Feel free to pause and write them down. These are all spots I would personally recommend. PS, for a bit of Seiko history, make sure to check out the Seiko Museum in Ginza. It was featured in the intro shots of this video. So these are my favorite places to buy Seiko in Tokyo. Whether you're looking for new, used or vintage, there is a little bit for everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe for more watch-ons and guides.